Greetings from South Asia Monitor. I am Uday Bhaskar. In the last few days, after the April 22 Pahalgam terror massacre and India's Operation Sindoor, which has currently been paused, and there is a cessation of hostilities, the tension between India and Pakistan and the military strikes that both countries had conducted had aroused a lot of interest in India and Pakistan in particular, and in many parts of the world, particularly because of the anxiety about the nuclear dimension, meaning that both India and Pakistan are nuclear capable countries. They acquired their nuclear status in May of 1998. And whenever two nations which are as proximate neighbors like India and Pakistan, and with their very complex history, and having gone to war more than 3 times over Kashmir, the global anxiety is understandable. And we are aware that over the last few days, there's been a lot of speculation that perhaps there was a certain radiation leak because the nuclear assets of Pakistan were damaged in the Indian military action. This was denied by India very firmly, that India did not target Pakistan's nuclear assets, but yet the speculation continued. And whether it's on social media or elsewhere, there were a number of reports, ostensibly credible, suggesting that the nuclear assets of Pakistan were targeted, and therefore the Americans got into the act. There was a special US plane, and that was the trigger for the US to intervene and for President Trump to make his very dramatic announcement on social media. With that backdrop, it's very important to note that the IAEA, the global nuclear watchdog, the International Atomic Energy Agency, let me get that right, has clarified that there was no radiation that was detected in Pakistan in the aftermath of Operation Sindoor. I'm repeating that the IAEA, the most credible global body under the UN, has confirmed that there was no radiation because of Operation Sindoor. So I hope that will put to rest all the speculation. And let me add that in India, I think some sections of the media have gone overboard, and this leads to a lot of unnecessary anxiety and panic, which is not desirable at any time, not just during hostilities. And I want to add one more strand, if I may, that the nuclear issue is too serious. It has an apocalyptic dimension, meaning that it is a weapon of mass destruction. It should not be treated in a casual manner, whether it's in deliberations, statements. Governments are very aware of this, and they treat this capability in a very responsible way. India does for sure. And therefore, I think while it is true that every citizen should be informed in a constructive way, objective way about the nuclear issue, I think that is the right of a citizen, because it can endanger his or her security in a permanent way, in an irreversible way. Just think of Hiroshima. We do not want a Hiroshima or a Nagasaki. As is often said in nuclear circles, Nagasaki should be the last time. So it's in that sense, I think it is necessary to look at the IAEA report, put the speculation to rest, and all these WhatsApp forwards and elsewhere on social media that people are sharing, as I said, with an anxiety that is legitimate. It should be based on facts. So as always, verify before you share. And for now, I think we should be glad that the IAEA has made this statement. And let me add in parentheses that the Indian Express, as a newspaper, had reached out. And that is how I read the story on page 1 of the Indian Express.